You disassembled this hate group single-handedly. Yes, sir. Let me say it louder. For my chosen ones in the back. Listen, family, you disassembled this hate group single-handedly. Okay? I need somebody to drop in the comments and say, I'm a one-man army. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say I'm a one-man army. Now, of course, if you are a lady, drop in the comments and say I'm a one-woman's army. All right? But what does it mean to be a one-man army? Listen, y'all, you probably don't have friends, family members, associates, co-workers, or anybody who's working in your favor, okay? When you speak up for yourself, and y'all can confirm this down below in the comments, but when you speak up for yourself, all you have is you. You don't have nobody speaking up for you in favor of you. You don't have people, vouching for you. Everything is you. You are a one-man army. But see, you would think that being a one-man army is bad, right? Reno, I ain't got no help. I don't got no pull. I don't have no friends. Listen, y'all, when you have a spiritual alliance, all right, when you have a divine protection and when you have God on your side, you're going to always win. Now, I'm not saying to attach it to your humanly, fleshly, and sinful ways. I'm saying when you're really living righteously, you're going to always have righteous things to happen to you. And that's just how the universal laws work, or biblical laws work, rather, right? But the point is, y'all, is you disassemble them single-handedly. You didn't need friends. You didn't need family. And also, let me add this in there. If you do have family and friends, maybe it's a small circle, but you still disassembled that hate group single-handedly, meaning by yourself or with a tiny group, all right? It's 2 against 20, all right? It's 1 against 15. You get my point? When you disassemble these groups, it takes strategy. It takes a blueprint, all right? It takes intelligence. It takes utilizing your mind instead of strength. You follow me? If you've ever watched the Kung Fu movies where it's one guy against 20 people, he never overpowers them. He always utilizes his intelligence, outsmarting them, outwitting them. He utilizes swiftness, speed. It's other advantages that he has to utilize because you can't outpower 20 people when it's only one person. It's just not even wise. And that's the same thing with yourself. If you're talking about disassembling a hate group single-handedly, it took some different tools, right? It took a blueprint. It took being more analytical versus emotional, versus just snapping on people, versus just walking around slapping people. I mean, it took more. And so that's what I want to actually get into when it comes to this video, y'all. You disassembled this hate group single-handedly. All right. And so with that being said, fam, as y'all can see, we are right here in front of the legendary Great Couch. Anytime I'm in front of the legendary Great Couch, something legendary going to be said, y'all, and that's just how they go. Y'all make sure y'all leave a thumbs up on this video as well as subscribe to the channel. Yes, sir. Not only that, y'all, but y'all be sure to ring my bell so you can be notified after every single video I post. How y'all doing, fam? What you got going on? I don't really want to get into no long rant today, y'all. I really want to get into this video, but y'all know I got to check and ask how y'all doing, man. So drop in the comments. Let me know how y'all feel, what you got going on. With me, y'all, it's a good day. As y'all can see, the sun is out behind me. The workers are out. And your boy Reno is in. And I feel good. I'm just being honest. I'm doing some chicken and rice today. Okay. Yep. Some good old homemade chicken and rice. That's what I do. Y'all know I'm from the South, man. So I love those type of meals. But outside of that, y'all, that's really that. Oh, I'm going to the gym today. I am doing that. But yeah, outside of that, y'all, that's just what's going on with me. Drop in the comments. Let me know how y'all feeling, what y'all ate and stuff like that. But let's get right into this message, y'all. Number one, it's going to be this right here. Organization, all right? Organization. When you utilize organization for hate groups and people who slander your name, start rumors, can't stand you, people who take every chance to destroy you, destroy your reputation. You're going to have to be organized with these people. All right. You can't be sloppy like them. Most times, y'all, hate groups are sloppy. Okay. Somebody drop that down below in the comments. Hate groups are sloppy. You can't be hateful and organized at the same time. Most times it shows or it come out, no matter how much they try to portray like they're clean or portray like they are structured. See, the devil cannot coexist with God. You know why? Because one is clean and the other one is filthy, right? Chaos don't coexist with peace because they're polar opposites. It's two differences, all right? It's two differences. The point that I'm making, y'all, is that in order for you to combat a hate group, you had to utilize organization. Let's go straight back to the old days, y'all, all right? I ain't talking about the biblical days, but the days where the mob was around here mobbing, all right? When if you wore a suit and a hat and a tie or a bow tie and some shoes, you look like a gangster. Yeah, that blows my mind, y'all. Back in the day, if you used to wear a suit, you was considered like a gangster. Now today, if you sagging, you got your hat to the back, you know, if you talk a certain way, if you walk a certain way, you considered to be a gangster. All right. Well, these days you wear a purse and some sagging pants, some tight jeans. Here in Atlanta, you a gangster, but that's besides the point. Neither here nor there. The point is, y'all, is that when you think about the mob back in the day, what did they have? Organized crime. All right. Organized crime. And the reason why it disassembled governments, politicians, business, okay, it disassembled a lot of things, hate groups, literally, systems that were set in place to keep their community down and their race down. They actually had the mob, and the mob was not all bad, all right? I'm not trying to big it up like they wasn't, you know, murking people out here and robbing people, okay? But they also did some good if y'all do your research on it. Just being honest. They were organized crime, okay? They couldn't be taken down or even sent to jail or prison because you just can't catch what the eyes don't see. You get what I'm saying? You can't touch what the eyes don't see. Organized crime. It took a long time. I'm talking about decades before they were able to take down the mob. All right. When people like John Gotti came on the scene and he was dressing flashy and he was in the what you call it, y'all, in the magazines, smiling, you know, and there was like American mobster John Gotti, you know, because gangs are illegal. You're not supposed to be in a gang. You can go to prison for that. But the point is that it was organized crime and it was disassembling a lot of things. You can't catch me. We got businesses. We got legit. We're making legit money. We have so many things that's set in place that makes us organized. And that's the same thing that you've done. Not from a mobster standpoint, but from the standpoint of keeping things organized. You had your business organized. You had your information organized. You had the way you dressed organized. You had everything organized. And that's how you were able to disassemble a hate group single-handedly based off of you just being clean. All right? Number 2, leverage. Leverage, 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 leverage. All right? If you get a deal with a record label, you want to be in the position to where you have leverage. That leverage gets you what, Reno? Respect. That leverage gets you what, Reno? Appreciation. That leverage gets you what, Reno? A better deal. And that's anything in life. So if you take a person who's in a disadvantage in the fight, okay, and for them, the only thing they have that works for them is they have more endurance, right? So that means it takes longer for them to get tired. The only thing they have for them is that. So guess what? If they are in a disadvantage in the fight, maybe the guy's tall and long, okay? Maybe it's multiple people. Whatever it is, they have one thing that is considered leverage. What's that, Reno? Endurance. So guess what? Whenever you get tired, oh, I'm about to wham on you. Yeah, whenever you get tired, I'm about to put you down. Whenever you get tired, I'm about to turn up. You get what I'm saying? That's how you disassembled this hate group single-handedly, because you had leverage, whether that was your education, whether that was your mind, whether that was your connections, like whatever it was, you had leverage, and that leverage allowed you to be able to disassemble this hate group by yourself, single-handedly. Number 3, countering the program. All right, countering the program. Going right back to a record label. If you get a deal, or if there's a deal on the table, you have every right to counter their offer. Now, guess what? They do have the right to be like, hey, well, forget you. We don't, that's all we got to offer. We ain't going to give you nothing else that we don't want you to have. So, or we're not going to give you any more than what you are worth. Fine, they have their right. But you do have the right to negotiate. You do have the right to counter. And what you did was counter the program. You said, hey, I'm not going for that. It's this. Hey, I'm not allowing y'all to say that. I'm going to say this. Hey, I'm not allowing y'all to do that. I'm going to do this. That is countering the program. All right. Somebody drop in the comments and say, counter the program. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say counter the program. And that's exactly what you did. All right. So it's really like in the black community. Like, listen, y'all, we're going to keep it real on this channel. It's really in the black community, but in our culture, but I'm not going to say that nobody else community or ethnic races go through this or say this, but in our community, we going to take it to trial, right? Especially dudes who's supposed to be street or whatever. I'm going to take it to trial. They can be dead wrong. I'm going to take it to trial. Dead wrong, but you're going to take it to trial just because that's what society has said, right? Well, what they do, and when I say they, I'm talking about the judicial system, lawyers, and basically lawyers, okay? What's the other word, y'all? Not co-defendants. It's the prosecutors, all right? Prosecutors, what they do is hit you with a counter. Well, hey, you want to take it to trial? Well, we want to counter it with this plea. Guess what? If you take it to trial, we're going to have to spend a lot more money. It's going to be more time. But, boy, what I tell you, if we catch you being guilty, we're going to give you more time than you are even deserving of getting. You get what I'm saying? Somebody hears something like that, they may be like, hey, you know what, man, I'm going to go ahead and cop this plea. You say I'll get out in 3 years, right? Even if what I did was not wrong, or even if I was not guilty, if I just say, hey, I was guilty, y'all gonna give me a deal for 3 years? At least I have a date to come home plus time served. You know what? Even though I didn't do it, I'm gonna go ahead and say I did, because it's just a better deal for what I got going on. Reno, what are you saying right now? That's countering the program. All right, family, you don't have to go for what they are saying about you. Counter the program. You don't have to allow the narrative to be what they are painting about you. You got to counter the program. Are y'all understanding what I'm saying when I say counter the program? Drop in the comments and let me know. Number 4, y'all, disruption. All right, disruption. So, family, when you are a powerful figure, when you are a person who makes a statement in any and every room he or she walks in, if you are the individual who are privy and savvy to the attention that they get and realize how to, I don't want to say manipulate it, but capitalize off of it or maximize off of it or maximize it to get what they want or to get to where they're trying to go, this means that you have something special. You have something that's worth paying for. You have something that people are going to get jealous over. I'm just being honest, y'all. You are a disruptor. When your TV come on, that's disruption. All right. When a celebrity walk in the room and everybody get there, want their attention, that's disruption. You have that same thing. You are a disruptor. Think about when Jesus walked inside the Roman churches. He was flipping over tables. He was going crazy. You know why? Because y'all are making money off my Father's name. Y'all ain't right. That's disruption. He was getting attention. That's disruption. He was getting their attention, not just attention, but their attention, the right people's attention. He was disrupting. He was waking people's minds up. He was disrupting. That's the same thing that you did to disassemble this hate group single-handedly. Why y'all think they had to get Jesus up out of here? It was too much disruption. If y'all look at the movie and how it was told, people was looking around like, you know what, man, he right. And they started walking out, which means they were losing money. Bingo. The point is, y'all, is that when you are a disruptor or when you utilize disruption, you can disassemble a hate group, all right, single-handedly. Number 5, y'all, the last thing is going to be this right here. Controlling your emotions. This right here is probably going to be one of the biggest ones. Controlling your emotions. If you don't control your emotions, you can find yourself hurting someone who don't need to be hurt. You can find yourself in prison. You can find yourself dead. You can find yourself in situations that could have been avoided, all right? If you don't control your emotions, going on social media, making posts about people, you have to control your emotions, all right? Now, here's the thing, y'all. Y'all remember the movie Step Brothers with Will Ferrell, and I think the other guy name was John Riley or something like that. But 2 Caucasian guys who I think is extremely funny. Step Brothers, right? And on one of the scenes, it was about the brother Brandon being inside of what we call it, y'all, not a choir, a school, some type of school singing pageant, right? Something like that. And somehow his younger brother Derek got everybody to say, Brandon has a mangina, Brandon has a mangina, Brandon has a man, right? And so he automatically responded to it with his what? Emotions. Imagine if he did not respond to it with his emotions, maybe the crowd would not have responded to him the way they did. You get what I'm saying? It would have disassembled the hate group that was formed against him. You get what I'm saying? When you control your emotions, you're able to deflect and stop a lot of things that was meant for your harm. Point blank period. Simply by controlling your emotions. You get me? And so, family, when I say you disassembled this hate group single-handedly, I really mean it. All you had was the Most High on your side, and that's all you need, honestly. Spiritual alliances and divine protection. Point blank period. All right, in favor. But with that being said, y'all, we're going to conclude this video after a recap. Number 1, organization. Number 2, leverage. Number 3, countering the program. Number 4, disruption. And number 5, y'all, controlling your emotions, all right? With that being said, fam, y'all get you a Yes Sir t-shirt, Yes Sir hoodie, book a one-on-one session with your boy, and you can check out any one of my books. I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. Keep a rich mentality. Peace.